How's it going, everyone? This is Brett from Web Tech with Brett, and today I'm going to give you a quick overview about the changes that are happening in Joomla 4. Alright, so if you have noticed lately, you may have been seeing this message at the top of your Joomla 4 dashboard. The message saying that Joomla has entered security only mode, which ends on October 2025. Alright, so Joomla security only mode is a mode that is designed to help protect your website, although it doesn't give you any bug fixes or updates or new features on your system. So Joomla enters security only mode when the support period of the current version of Joomla is coming to an end. This ensures that you still receive critical security updates, but you don't get bug features, updates, or anything new introduced to the current version. This usually happens at the end of life or as Joomla 4 heads towards an end of life system. Now, as you can see here on the official Joomla Roadmap, this was always going to be the case at around October 15, 2024. There was going to be an end of regular bug fix support for Joomla 4. The security mode we can see is going to last roughly about 1 year, so we should see an end to this around the 14th of October next year. Basically what this means for you is that you don't want to be caught on the opposite end of security only fixes. This is the same for Joomla 3, which already has an extended support period which ends on the 17th of February 2025. This means that if you haven't updated your website yet, it's probably something you should be thinking about doing very soon. Once these dates have been passed, your site could potentially be vulnerable to hacks, malware, bugs, and a whole lot more that potentially won't get fixed. Now, this isn't always the case, but generally as technology changes, for instance, you can see here with the PHP support. PHP support for 8.1 is basically going to end on 31st of December 2025. And all the way up to 8.3, which is ending on 31st December 2027. So if your server is requiring you to update these, then basically what's going to happen is that any outstanding deprecated code that's going to be in the Joomla 3, Joomla 4 framework, they won't get fixed anymore. And that means that your website will be running on potentially old, outdated technology that is vulnerable to attacks. Now, going forward with Joomla 4 to Joomla 5, the transition between these two versions is not as difficult as what it is between Joomla 3 and Joomla 4. Rather than a whole system migration, it's more of just an update. So this is similar to how WordPress went from version 5 to 6. Pretty much the same thing, and it realistically shouldn't include that many differences that the plugins and software you're using won't be compatible with these new versions. Alright, so if you do want to update, I'm going to show you a quick way of how you can do that and at least prepare for the Joomla 4 to Joomla 5 transition. Now, if you're in your dashboard, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your system, global configuration, and then scroll down to the Joomla updates. From this, you do want to make sure that your update channel is set to Joomla Next. You could do a testing or custom URL, but Joomla Next is the one that will ensure the latest versions come directly to you. After you save and close that, the next thing you're going to want to do is go to System and go to Joomla Updates. Here you'll see a notice and we want to check for updates. If we're still on Joomla 4 like we are here, this should find the pre-check update for Joomla 5.2. This is going to pretty much run through and check that every version of your server software matches the required version of your update. You're going to get a bunch of recommended settings such as having outward buffering turned on. Now, you don't have to have everyone correct or as the recommended setting, but it does help. The next and most important thing that is going to happen, as you can see here, is Joomla is going to run a pre-update check on your website. Now, this is probably one of the most important parts of any update. You're going to find all different parts of your system that may or may not need an update. Now, this could be different for every system we use, so you need to be sure that it's available. As you can see here, Joomla 4.4 and Joomla 5 or Joomla 3 legacy only model. So upgrading our SP page builder will be compatible with anything over Joomla 5.1. As we can see here, this update is for Joomla 5.2. It hasn't really been approved or says it's available yet, but you can take an educated risk, and sometimes these should work on those versions as well. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys today. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And if you do want more of these general updates about Joomla, do comment down below, and I'll look to doing a basic series outlining all the changes that are happening through the Joomla news. Alright, until next time, peace.